Better sort this out first. Little hole there, little hole there. Get ready for some milk bottle bushcraft. So today I'm going to be wild camping somewhere that I've wanted to camp for around 3 or 4 years. It's not here, but this is a pretty good backup if someone's nicked my spot. So I was here yesterday and filmed another little video for the extra channel, which should be out now actually. And in that video I was searching for an elusive wild camping spot that I'd seen on the video of Patrick Dickinson's around 4 years ago. And today's the day that I finally get to go camping there. With a rainbow. I've brought my trowel with me, so we'll try and find a pot of gold. To be fair, when I got out of the car it was chucking it down, and then we've not had a drop since, and I'm all kitted out in my waterproofs. So it's currently around 12 degrees Celsius. We are forecast a little bit of rain and winds later of up to 30 miles an hour. Right, I'm going to get my tent up and then I'll tell you all about this little gem of a location. I don't want that blowing away. So I'm assuming you can hear the wind, but I'm going to switch microphones, hopefully it'll make things better. So I'm hoping that sounds a lot clearer. So I'm going to pitch the tent with the door facing Sheffield. Also the wind will be coming over the top. Should make it for a more comfortable night. Move it down a little bit. Couple of end poles, and then it's job done. These side guy lines make the world of difference. Man down. Hope there's no bears or sharks around. I reckon that'll be a duct tape job. Better sort this out first. This is going to sting a bit. I think they use whiskey in the cowboy films. Come on. Ah! Yeah. Oh well. Got to clean it, don't you? A little bit of a wipe. Put that on the wound. And just bob some of this tape around it. Don't want it too tight. Like new, look. Looks like it's going to be one of those days. Tripod's broke as well. Just pulls out on the end and it's loose there. We fixed it. Tent is up just in the nick of time, I think. That was like a hot pot or a stove mark. This spot's been used pretty recently. That's better. Time that to perfection. Looks lovely out there. It's starting to get a bit heavier now though. So I've taken a little microphone off, so you're hearing it straight from the DJI again. You get to hear the weather a bit more from the camera. Right, still a little bit windy. But I wanted to sit outside a bit again today and it's going to rain, so I brought a little poncho with me, poncho tarp. It's probably a bit too windy for the tarp really, but I'm going to have a go, see what it looks like and see if it gives me a little bit more outdoor space. So I've added tarps to tents before, not on this one though, so we'll see how it goes. Right, so there are some little tie-up points on the top. Or should I say poncho. Ooh. There we go. Oh. Right, I'm just going to get it basically taut, and I'll adjust it a bit later. So I've only got 2 trekking poles, so I'm going to use my selfie stick. This one locks. It's not too bad in this wind. Usually I put the trekking poles with the points up, but you know, if it blows down at all later on, you know, I don't want the poles falling down and ripping my tent. In the past, I've not been a massive fan of low down chairs. They're hard work getting out of, but they're great when it comes to being able to sit inside your tent or under a low tarp. Gets you off the ground, especially when it's cold. There we go. So I'm outdoors, out of the rain. That's could do with being a little bit higher. I might raise that corner a little bit. Apart from that, I'm happy with that. I've lightly rigged that door up as well, so there's no water going to be dripping in. We've got a view out to Sheffield. I can get a little bit closer to the tent, so I'm fully protected. This is all right. Gone old school. Can't believe nobody's making these. There's a tiny little bit of like fine mist that's coming, that the wind's blowing through this gap. You might just be able to see it there on top of the tent. Better save some of this for my finger. So first course, a bit of fine dining. Sweet and sour pot noodle, and then I'm going to be following that up with some, I think it's peri peri pork steaks. So it's only 7:15, it's starting to get dark already. much quieter than that petrol stove that I used last time. It's much easier to use as well. £90p. It's as good as some of the dehydrated meals. Might not be the same nutrition wise, but just want a few calories and something to warm you up. Thinking the tarp was a good idea. Been no bother to be sat in the tent, but I like being outdoors. I like being amongst it. Tarps are brilliant. Now it's time to make the magic happen. The secret ingredient makes all the difference. This is for all those people that don't live in the UK. This is a day sensation. Only a £5 a day if you go to university. Hitting the spot. So the only downside to this is the packaging. It can be recycled though, so take this home with me. Right, it is quiz time. Can anybody guess what this is? So it started out as a milk bottle. I think it's a 1 litre one. Little hole there, little hole there. Get ready for some milk bottle bushcraft. There you go. What do you reckon? So this allows me to stick my camera outside in the rain with a microphone attached and it'd be protected. If I didn't show you, you wouldn't know it was on. I'm assuming you can't hear any difference in the audio or see any of the bottle in the corners of the lenses. So camera's out there in the rain. I'm under the tarp nice and dry. You may get the odd spot of rain on the lens though. Now it's time for the main course. Piri piri pork. Let's get that pan warmed up. Wind can't make its mind up. It's back. Not too far off now. Don't know about you, but I like my pork frazzled. That looks frazzled enough to me. Really nice. Although plastic cutlery is not the best. If you could smell and taste through the telly, you'd be all over this. This is one of them brilliant little gadgets, which is nice to have. A bit too expensive though, really. This is made by Soto. You just fold it. That's it, job done. Open it up again. No faff. It's cool though, make a good Christmas present. Looks quite cosy, doesn't it? Look at the light show. There's our house. Quite busy over by Higator. It's getting a bit cold, so I've had to dig out the big guns. Temperature's going to be in single digits tonight. It's been quite a chilled night. Gonna have a beer and share what bit of gossip I've got with you. So we're on the real stuff tonight. No Aldi fake. Cheers. Let me know in the comments what you're drinking tonight. So the first bit of chit chat is I'm going to be going to the National Outdoor Expo again next year. I've got a couple of things lined up. It's going to be held in March and it is in Birmingham at the NEC. Last year's event was brilliant. Met so many lovely people. I can't wait to go again, to be honest with you, so really looking forward to that. As soon as I get some of the details of where I'm going to be at what time, it'd be lovely to see you all. So I also think I've got another couple of talks lined up. One of them is going to be a webinar and the other will be an in-store talk in Hathersage in the Peak District, so possibly end of October into November. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll let you know if anyone wants to come along and have a chat. So I've not set up my sleep system yet. And I've had a few messages about the sleeping pad that I've been using. The Cedar Summit Comfort Light, I think it is. Asking why I'm not using the Thermarest Neo Air or the X-Therm. And to be honest with you, it's purely down to comfort. So for me, the baffle system on the Cedar Summit pads are more comfortable. I don't get any pressure points on them. So I just get a better night's sleep. So the Thermarest are a little bit lighter, they pack smaller, and the X-Therm is definitely warmer. Although I've not been cold yet on this Cedar Summit pad, but I'm not sure what the R rating is on that, the R value. But as soon as I get below freezing again, I'll probably be taking the X-Therm. So I've seen some of these budget ones. Can't remember what it's called now. I don't think it's Nature Hike, but it claims to have an R value of 5.8, something like that. And it's considerably cheaper than the Thermarest stuff. If any of you've got one, I'd love to know how you get on with it and if it really does go down to the temperatures that it claims. I've always been a bit dubious, especially when it comes to the cheaper Chinese stuff, about some of the claims that they make when it comes to R values and, you know, warmth ratings of pads and sleeping bags anyway. So you've probably noticed I'm back on the alcohol stove today. the petrol stove that I used. I had a lot of comments about it on the last video. I didn't really like it, and a few people have said that the petrol doesn't run as well as white gas, which is you can get some stuff, I think it's called naphtha or something like that, which is for cleaning. Panel beaters use it for cleaning car panels, or you can get the Coleman sort of white gas stuff. I think they've got a slightly different octane to petrol, so it's more efficient when it comes to those kind of, or more controllable when it comes to those kind of stoves. So I said I wasn't going to be using it again. I am going to get hold of some of that fuel and give it another bash. So we'll see if it is user error using petrol, although you can use petrol. Apparently it's not the best sort of fuel to use for that kind of stove. Although, you know, that worked brilliantly for me this evening again. Never fails to impress. Although, if you're in a hurry for a boil, that's probably not the one to go for. So I've got a new jacket on the way, a synthetic, you know, warm layer. I've had a few people asking me about doing down-free camping. A lot of people don't want to use down fill, whether that be for ethical reasons or they just want the benefits of synthetic materials. You know, it performs better if it gets wet, for example. So it's probably more ideally suited for the conditions that we've got here in the UK. So I bought my synthetic quilt again. Last time I used it, I was really impressed. So yeah, we're going to try a synthetic jacket as well. I've got a Montane Prism jacket, but it's a little bit snug for me. So I don't get to wear that very often. I do like that jacket. So yeah, we'll see how we get on when the new jacket arrives, and hopefully the people that wanted to see synthetic base camps, that helps you out. So the next one is quite a big one for me. So you can probably tell I'm not getting any younger, although this camera's like very forgiving. And I've started getting a few concerns when it comes to my health, really. I don't live the best lifestyle. I'm not outrageous or anything. I like the odd beer. I don't eat brilliantly, but you know, I do eat vegetables and I do have the odd bit of fruit in here and there, but I eat too much. And I know that I eat too much processed foods, and you see all these things on the news, and you start to Google stuff and you start to worry. Anyway, I've got a text from my doctors. So I'm booked in for my health check. So I'm a bit concerned that they're going to test me for blood pressure, they're going to test me for diabetes, they might get little finger out in the rubber glove, and I'm just shitting myself for that one, quite literally. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from it, and you worry about what they might find. I don't feel poorly or anything like that, so it's one of those things. Some of it's in here, and you only have to look in the mirror just to say that you could be better. Well, then there's the other side of the story as well. I don't want to, at my age now, suddenly live off peas and carrots. I want to enjoy life a little bit. I'm not going to give up everything. So, unless the doctor tells me I've got to. So, we'll wait and see what they say. So, watch this space and listen out for health checks. Is anybody else, pushing 50 or just turned 50 and you've had to go for one of these health checks? What do they actually check for? And did they find anything? And how far do they root up? Do they just use the finger end, or do they go all the way up to the elbow? I'm panicking about it now, so I might need a few more beers just to settle the nerves. I'll keep you posted anyway. Right. Cheers again. Only bought 2. Not greedy, is it? Wow. So, as a few of you may know, I'm a Sunderland fan when it comes to the football, and they played in Sheffield last week against Sheffield Wednesday. Couldn't get tickets because our away following is pretty awesome. But I don't know if you saw on social media and stuff like that, there were 2 Sheffield Wednesday fans. It was disgusting what they did. They were holding up a picture to the Sunderland fans of a little boy, Bradley. He was a mascot for Sunderland, and he died of, I can't remember the disease, some kind of cancer or wasting away disease. But there's a Bradley Lowry, and they were using a little boy like that to try and taunt football fans. One of the lads has been charged and has pleaded guilty to a public order offence, but he might even go to jail for it, which is, I don't know. I don't know if that's a fair punishment. That's why I'm not a judge, but why would anybody do that? I just can't get my head around how some people behave. Yeah, there's levels of decency that has dropped below pond scum. Anyway, enough of that one. So the van, it might get its last outing at the weekend. We shall see. We haven't done that much with it on camera. It's mainly get used. We have lots of questions. Where's the van? Where's the van? I've done the NC 500 in the van, and a lot of people obviously haven't seen those videos. There's a full series of them. Go check them out. But I go camping in my tents and under my tarps, and you all get to see that. The van stuff is for me and Joe and the dogs. We spend time with my sister, my brother, just good family camping experiences. My sister's got like a big paddock, which is all fenced off, so we can go in there, we take the van, they put their caravan there, the dogs can just run wild and do whatever they want. It's brilliant. Last year the van was parked up there for about 3 months, and we just went most weekends, just to get away from city life, and then you could be anywhere. It was brilliant, and we love it. But yeah, the van stuff is mainly going to be for us, and there'll be the odd time that you get to see it on the videos, but for the most part, it's our thing. When you get into social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of literally sharing your whole life. I'd never want to be in that position, but you see stuff and you find stuff out about me, but I edit the video, so you get to see what I want you to see. There was a time where I wasn't comfortable in sharing anything when it came to my personal life, but I'm getting more and more open when it comes to that. I'm happy to tell you what's gone off. Last week I told you about my daughters going to universities. I've even told you today that the doctor might be doing some invasive investigation with me, so it doesn't get any more open than that. So I want to finish off with talking about this camping spot, really. So if you saw my video on the other channel where I go searching for this, it's been a mystery for 4 years or so. I've been searching for somewhere that is really close to home. One of those lights over there is probably our house. I know I'm not a million miles away from other parts of the Peak District, but I want somewhere where if I need to get out, just for me own sanity, that I can go somewhere that is 10 minutes away and have an easy walk up. So there's virtually no elevation to get up here. It is straightforward walk. I get to view my home city. I'm in the Peak District. We've got Stanage Edge and Higator. I know it's lovely to see all these beautiful locations, but it is a bit daft when you think about it. Driving 3.5, 4 hours sometimes to go for an overnight camp. And it's the camping experience that I enjoy the most, to be honest with you. I love being part of nature, whether that be in this little patch of heather here or up in the mountains. I get the same buzz from it. It's cost me nothing to get here. If I drive up to the Lake District, I chuck 60 quid in the tank. I would think that most people that go out and enjoy wild camping, have or want that place that they can go to that is just a stone's throw away, but they can get away from it all, recharge their batteries, enjoy some time out of the rain underneath your tarp. So yeah, that's what this place has given me tonight, and hopefully many more times to come, because it's a cracking little spot. And I can wave to our lass, who's also awesome. I'm not sure she can see me from here. It is pretty awesome. Right, so I'm going to nail this. I'm going to stare at those city lights for a little bit, and then I'll get inside the tent and get set up in there. So the bad news is I've not got anything set up in there yet, and it's getting here not very nice out there now. Get zipped up. That's the sleeping pad I was on about earlier. Seat of summit. Yeah, comfort light, insulated. When the weather's like this, you appreciate having plenty of room inside your tent. Being able to set up and pack away when it's raining. Massive bonus. But I'm going to go easy on you and not show you me blowing up my sleeping pad this time. There we go. Show you the lantern instead. It's me all tucked up, look. I brought everything inside. I'm going to do a brew inside the vestibule in the morning. I've not used a stove inside this tent yet, and I just want to show you that there is plenty of room for it. Right, I'm going to turn in and try and fall asleep to the patter of raindrops and wind. So unless something blows down in the middle of the night, I'll see you in the morning. Not gonna lie, I've had better night's sleep. Earplugs required again. Sunrise is due 7:13, although I'm not expecting out. little bit of colour. Tarp's still up, which is a bonus. Bit fresh this morning. Everything stayed really taut. I'm impressed. The wind's bowing the tarp down a bit though. Although it's cloudy, it's quite clear. See some of the views. Just about make out the ox stones. Get back in that quilt for a little bit. Get the kettle on. As you can see, there's plenty of room there for a stove. It's nowhere near the inner or the fly sheet, but I wouldn't be wanting to use a really lively stove in here. Definitely no bother for a brew or a pot noodle. I wouldn't be frying my pork steaks in here though. I don't want this getting splattered in pork fat. Ooh, it's a bit hot. Just gone 8 o'clock. So peaceful up here, and I'm looking down at the city where it'll be full of action at the minute, with everybody rushing around trying to get the kids ready for school, heading off to work. I'm not rushing today. I'm impressed with this. How long have I had this now? 6, 7 years? I don't know. Might not be that long. Just works every time. Starting to look a bit battered, but still does the job. And we managed to cook alright with a little pop can. Not just about boiling water. Little cup just fits on top of this set as well. Perfect. So I'm going to do me summary of how the gear performed as I pack it away today, rather than as part of the walk down, because there isn't much of a walk, to be honest with you. So after singing the praises of the Sea to Summit sleeping pad, I didn't have the best night's kip, to be honest with you. So the place that I've pitched, it isn't perfectly flat, so there's the odd little hole and rock, and although this pad is comfortable, it's quite thin, so it moulded to the shape of them but wasn't flat. So I think a thicker sleeping pad would have been better on this occasion. I might give the Rab Ionosphere a run out next time. See how that fares. My quilt though, This is brilliant. It's made by Lightweight. I forget what the model is, so I will have to link it in the description below for you. Comfort rating on this is supposed to be -2, so we'll have to wait for a colder day to test that, see if it's accurate. So all the other stuff, down jacket, pillows and stuff, worked perfectly as always. So I'm really starting to appreciate the benefits of a chair. Mentioned last night, I'm not getting any younger, and I don't sit comfortably directly on the floor. This ground chair, although it's harder for me to get out of than say my Skyline stool that I've got, but I could set this up and use it in the tent if I wanted to. I can definitely sit under this low tarp with it, no bother at all. Yeah, it's just gonna give me a more comfortable seating option. And when you're in the tent for long dark nights, it'll soon be that time where we're, you know, in your tent for 12-14 hours. Yeah, it's not nice always having to lie down for that length of time. Although 12 hours kip sounds good, doesn't it? If I was doing mega long distances, I might think twice, but it's not that heavy. I think I'm going to bring it more often than not. Poncho shelter down. So it's a Flames Creed poncho / tarp. Did a great job last night, and it was quite windy. Although if you look at these tie outs, I don't think they'll take a beating when it comes to, you know, gale force winds, but a stiff breeze handles it really well. And having that bit of a awning or porch gets you out of the elements. So the hood seal bit on it is not very good, so I wouldn't want to use this as my only shelter. But it kept the rain off me last night while I was sat outside, so did the trick. It's a bit of a pain to set up in the wind. Definitely recommend putting the poles face down if it's windy. You don't want them flipping down like that and that tungsten tip going through your tent. So I've got a 3x3 tarp that would actually make a better porch or awning. I did like the idea of the poncho being multi-purpose, you know, rain gear as well as a tarp. But now the colder months are here and it's wetter, I'll probably be wearing dedicated rain gear anyway, so I might bring the bigger tarp next time. We'll see. Getting it back in the bag should be fun. You never make these big enough. You'd rather have a bigger bag that you can cinch down. Although it's gone in. I don't think I really need to say too much about the tent because you've seen it in the last few videos now. All I'm going to say is that it's moved up the pecking order for me. This is in my top 2 favourite tents now. It's a bold statement, isn't it? Easy to pitch, it's strong, and there's plenty of room inside. There we go. Just checking we're not left out behind. Really enjoyed that. Definitely will be back at this spot. It's so close to home. Yeah, it could be miles away. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and all that stuff. And if you want to see the video on my other channel, where I got on a little adventure to originally find this location, I'll put a link on this end screen now.